This is Gamelan, the traditional bronze percussion music of Indonesia. But this is a performance in Peterborough, and the players are all prisoners. They've been introduced to Gamelan by Good Vibrations, a charitable project which since 2003 has been running workshops in many prisons and secure hospitals across the UK. It targets the soothing sound of gamelan at some of the most difficult and vulnerable people in the British prison population.
Then somewhere else.
It's just like a completely different atmosphere, so when you're in it, time just flies, I guess, isn't it? It's nice to do something different, you know what I mean? So every day doing the same thing.
It's just something that, you know, in my world, I suppose I'm never likely going to have the opportunity of experiencing or doing or anything like that, because my whole world's just taken out with getting the money to afford the drugs and then vegetating or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's a part of the world or a part of a society that I would never have come into contact with.
At first I didn't want to come because I'm kind of nervous of it. I don't know if I'm going to make a fool of myself, which other inmates I'm going to be around. Now I'm here, I'm kind of glad that I did, because it breaks up my time, gives me some variety.
Playing gamelan is not about individual performance. The group do it together, and when they do, they find their relationships with each other changing.
This has brought me into contact with people that I've probably walked past 1,000 times since I've been in this prison, but I've never spoke to. But that's actually broken down barriers. Now when we see, oh, yeah, how you doing, like, yeah, and you actually communicate more, and it is actually quite good for breaking you out of that little circle, that little isolated world that you put yourselves in.
I think it offers the staff a chance to see a different side of the prisoners and to see them as people and interacting positively in a social environment in a way which they don't see on the wing, which is just not possible to see on the wing. And it also provides a chance for the prisoners to see the staff in a different light as well, especially the staff who actively take part in the project.
This is the sort of life people should be living in prison, in therapeutic, creative, constructive environments that help them express themselves better.
I thought it'd just like be education and that, workshops, and that's it. But when I got told about this, I thought I'd come across, see what it's like, and I'm enjoying myself. Because you know you've done something out of it, instead of behind your door all day. At least like when you get out your door in the mornings and the afternoon, you've got something to look forward to. Because you get to play with instruments and that and learn stuff out of it. And with education, you can't do that.
We've got ways of actually reaching prisoners who normally have got no interest in education because they think education is teachers standing at the front of the class telling people what to do. So we thought this was actually a way of just engaging people.
The chaps are showing and displaying real signs of emotion. They're attentively listening, they're concentrating, they're interacting with each other. And what's marked for me is the skills that they're inadvertently displaying subconsciously can be transferred to paper, and it can be accredited to a level 1 adult literacy qualification.
And the skills gained inside do translate to the world outside. Gamelan helps people regain confidence. Fabio took part in a Good Vibrations project in 2005 before he left prison.
It has helped me, obviously, in my day-to-day life now that I'm out, because I just started working in a bar not so long ago, and that's a new experience for me, you know? And that has helped me because it's something new, and I can relate to Gamelan to help me start up my job and to start doing things confidently, you know? So it has helped me, you know, in moving on in my life.
Gamelan touches people in unusual ways. When playing, there's a feeling of safety in the group, and it actually relieves tension. For those who failed at all other learning, it rewards their efforts and so engages the most difficult, resistant and vulnerable of people. Peterborough Prison saw the therapeutic value of Gamelan with a group of self-harming women.
We deliberately selected prisoners who had particular problems, and what we found, that the feedback that we got from those ladies was that the project had been very, very helpful to them.
We've got a very high self-harming statistics within the prison. Although it does happen within the male population, it's the highest statistics with females. So for the female offender, female student in education, it is a release. It is a huge stress release.
It was just obvious that this whole week was having a very positive impact for the well-being of women who were self-harming. And that was everything from opening them up and encouraging them to communicate, express their feelings, to cooperating with a group, learning to take turns, being really focused and interested, engaged by the music.
So why does it work? Gamelan music is extremely accessible. It's quick and simple to learn the basics. In just 1 week of intensive sessions, the prisoners will hope to come together as a group. There's no overall leader or conductor. The music depends on everyone listening to everyone else to fit their own part in. This demands good communication and teamwork.
It's a great leveller because it is alien to everybody. So we're bringing something in which nobody knows anything about. We don't have experts in the group. Another reason is it's actually very simple to get going and start playing these instruments because they're all percussion instruments. And there's a sort of instant feel-good thing about the gamelan. Within a few minutes, it starts to sound really good.
It's fun, it's exciting, it's different and it's beneficial. And we wanted to do it again. We decided that we would buy our own instruments, simply because it's much easier and we can mount the project more often. And so we're looking to do it regularly now within the prison.
But it's hard work, and the week has its difficult moments.
Yesterday morning there was 23 in the group, and at least, I think, 8 of those were new, and also some people who'd said they'd given up on day one actually came back. So we just had this situation with a very big group, and some of the dynamics in the group were sort of quite tricky. A lot of talking and messing around and, you know, not really focusing and working together. So, yeah, to be honest, it was rocking the boat so much that I actually thought we were going to lose the whole project yesterday.
I'm in an environment where you got to be on guard, and this, you kind of got to put your guard down in order to learn it, because we come in here and we just don't know it. So I'm around other prisoners, and I never know how they're going to react, because we have a lot of pressure inside our guts and in our minds in here. So when we come in here, never quite sure how people are going to react with each other. So just pray before I come in here and it'll all be good.
What was really interesting is, at the end of the day, we had this big feedback discussion, and everybody had something positive to say about the whole experience. They also commented about how other people hadn't been taking part and fully committed to it. And they were saying things like, you know, make sure, if you want to come along, make sure you're coming for the right reasons.
We make the things better because we're talking about the second day. We've been talking on that, and we be explicit to everyone. Who wants to stay here, stay there. Who don't want, it's better, don't come in here. Because you want to achieve something from here. And if you know someone is not interested in the shift, don't come back.
For a lot of the period, they have always been in the wrong, and it's always been about dictating rules to them. And this is about exploring and putting their own creative mark on it, and having a responsibility to take for their actions, which is actually part of a key life skill.
Just remember where you're on the stage. That's really good. Really good.
If you were serious about the arts well-being connection, you would have to rethink the whole prison regime. We'd love to see that happen.
I think you're supposed to be doing some more things like that in prison, you know, for make your mind come out a little bit for the stress you have inside the prison. Because this place is a stress place.
Music is very soulful, very calming and soothing. And by being in that environment, I'm not around screaming and yelling and slamming doors. People talking about drinking and drugging all the time and crime all the time. We're talking about music and trying to accomplish something beautiful.
By the end of the week, the inmates have managed to put their differences aside. They're ready to perform a half-hour concert with not just the traditional gamelan pieces that they've been taught, but their own compositions which they've created as a group. All in front of an audience of fellow inmates, guests from outside, and their prison officers.
You see the sense of achievement there, and the adrenaline that's flowing in there now, and that sense of achievement that they're going to take with them. What we've got to do now is capitalise on that and make sure that that doesn't just die, but that we tap into that and we channel them into other things in the prison.
When you see 10, 15 guys together and achieve something, that's good. That's very good. And there's something I love to see down there, you know, because I see, you see, if these people have a chance to do it, they do it. You know, the problem is sometimes is have a chance to do something. You know, they give the chance to achieve something. We achieve what they're asking for.